जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय नित्यानंद जय 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 श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा dear devotees. Welcome to our regular Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita session. Today we
Hare
are
Krishna
beginning.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Today we are beginning our Dandavats. Today we are beginning our session from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19th chapter, text 151 onwards. 151 onwards. So now what I will do is because I'm on mobile today, I'll share my screen, and at that time I have to put off my video, like that something is happening. So I'll just switch off my video and we will do the needful. 1 second, I just do switch off and I'll do share screen. In between, for any reason I need help, then please help me. Right
Mataji,
now it's yes.
Can I share if possible? If you don't mind, if your net is weak or something.
Right now I'll share. Suppose you are not receiving it properly or something, we can take a call at that time. Not a problem.
Sure. Okay, Mataji.
Is that all right?
Yes, Mataji.
Is that okay, na? So now I'm sure now you're able to see my screen, na?
Yes, Mataji.
You're able to see. Okay, now yeah, devotees can raise your hands. Okay. Right now, how many of us are there?
8, Mataji.
8. Okay, so devotees, please raise your hands because see, today I want to tell you that it is a very important section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mostly we see that Chaitanya Charitamrita is a narration, and when it is a narration, it's more of the events, it's more of the pastimes, leelas or the leela stalis which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took us through during his Vrindavan Leela or during South India Yatra, like that. So now after Vrindavan he's coming back via Prayaga. But today is a section where there are the deeper truths of devotional service which Lord Chaitanya through Rupa Goswami is teaching us, because he instructed personally at the Dashashwamedha Ghata at Prayaga. Mataji, you are hearing too much sound like that?
Yes, Mataji, little bit.
Okay, since my video is off, I can go anywhere. 1 second. Okay. Let me know during the section if you're feeling too much disturbed. I will do the needful. Okay, is that okay?
Fine, Mataji.
If it is disturbance, you should tell me, because I will hear more louder. You may not hear so much like that. So the thing is, what I was just telling is, so these are the discussions of the deeper secrets of devotional service, which Lord Chaitanya spoke to Rupa Goswami at Prayag at the banks of Ganges, that is Dashashwamedha Ghata. And we all have already discussed, and we know that we are the Gaudiya Vaishnavas following this path are called the Rupanugas. Rupanugas means following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. And that also means that the instructions given to Rupa Goswami, which Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami has penned down in this book, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, is meant for all of us. And we all want to grow in bhakti. That is the reason we are all sitting here together. And we all want to grow in bhakti, and we all want to relish the Nama, Rupa, Guna and Leela of the Supreme Lord. And we all are involved in sadhana bhakti, and we want to see, that is our deep desire. Every one of us has that desire to actually grow in bhakti, to perfect one's sadhana, to please Guru and Krishna. All these are there, but how much we are able to do, or how much for us that is the only goal, or how much we are putting the efforts towards it, that is little individual. But nonetheless, since the point that we are all sitting here together means that somewhere or the other we all have that cherished desire that I want to please the Lord, I want to grow in bhakti, I want to do perfect my devotional service, I always want to please Gurudev, I always want to please Krishna, I always want to please the Vaishnavas. It's there. Now in this particular section of Chaitanya Charitamrita, specifically Lord Chaitanya is instructing to Rupa Goswami how a bhakta grows from devotional service, from starting till that bhakta reaches the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. What are the different steps, what are the do's, what are the don'ts, what all should consciously a devotee, practicing devotee, needs to cultivate, and what are the things he consciously needs to avoid, because there are do's and don'ts. And this Lord Chaitanya is explaining through a bhakti lata, through a creeper. How does a creeper take shelter of a tree? And it is very nazuk, that is, it is very what you say, it is not strong by itself. Creeper always needs the shelter of the tree, because it only when there is a tree it can go around it, and it can reach the means if you see the beetle leaves are there, they always creep go around arecanut tree, like that it takes support of the arecanut tree, and the beetle leaves go around it, and then it reaches it keeps goes higher and higher. So how Mahaprabhu is explaining how our bhakti is like a creeper, it is like a komala lata. Komala lata means it is not strong, it is very weak, but it needs to constantly get nourished. And what is that nourishment? Nourishment is shravana and kirtana, constantly hearing and chanting. And how we should avoid, what are the weeds? Sometimes when we are planting a creeper or a small plant in a pot, then after some time we may feel that the plant is growing very nicely, but there are weeds all around it. The nourishment which we are putting to the plant, the weeds may be taking, and weeds, eventually the weeds will take over the plant, and the plant will get choked. That we all have personal experience. So through this example, Mahaprabhu is explaining to us that how we need to protect our bhakti. It is so important. It's a very rare chance. It's a very rare, see, now in the previous verses we have discussed that it's a very rare chance to get a human form of birth. How the rarity of getting a human form of birth is very elaborately explained. How important it is to understand that the very fact that we have got the human form of life is the greatest mercy of the Supreme Lord. And now in this human form of life, we have been introduced to Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is a path which can lead in one lifetime if practiced properly, sincerity, and with the the proper association and guidance in one lifetime, one can what you call make from sadhana bhakti till prema bhakti. It is possible. The path is well so very much lucidly explained that it is possible. Then how much we will be able to do is a different thing. But Prabhupada has given that particular path to us that is actually the rarest, means it reaches the zenith of spirituality. That is the topmost in spiritual path that has been awarded to us. So rarity of human form of life, rarity of a person being introduced to bhakti, and once we have got that bhakti, and we do not know once we leave this body what life will come back. And Bhagavad Gita assures that he will be able to continue his bhakti. That is there is no doubt about it. But we all know that in every devotee's life still so much of ups and downs are there. Is there one particular devotee who can say that there is no ups and downs in my life? So then when we leave this body, then definitely we have to come back, and we may get birth in a devotee's family, but still the pangs of material life will still be haunting us and beating us. So we can try to perfect as much as possible in this lifetime. So in all the small details, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains through his instructions to Rupa Goswami, and in the purport, our Srila Prabhupada has nicely explained in ways which we can understand. So today's section, there are very long purports, and every reader will get a chance to read the purport also. Aram se we will read, and we are not rushing through today because every line is very important for us today. So we are all ready. Okay, thank you very much. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namus. Okay, we are starting now. Padmaja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasada Paye Bhakti Lata Bija.
Yeah.
Translation by
Read
Srila
it.
Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. According to their karma, all living beings, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of a devotional service.
Yeah, so here he extends, he tells again that how important it is to understand the supreme position we all are being able to relish today. Today, you and me, we all are in a very supreme position because there are so many people who are there who are absolutely unknown to all this philosophical truth, the sweetness of Krishna consciousness, but we are able to. So one of many millions of a wandering living entities, one is very fortunate to get association of bona fide spiritual master. And if we have spiritual master, otherwise for us it is Srila Prabhupada. By grace of Krishna and by Krishna and a spiritual master, he has received the seed of devotional service. Seed of devotional service means we have been introduced to this special gift of what is called as devotional service. Devotional service means serving Lord Krishna. That is our day, our entire lifestyle has been engaged in such a way that every moment we can remember Krishna. We cook for Krishna, we offer it to Krishna, we go to temple and try to do some service in Krishna. So our 24 days, then we chant the holy names of Krishna, then we have an altar, we do small service to the Krishna. So our entire day has been designed in such a way that we should be able to remember Krishna always. So that is the special mercy that we have received from Guru and Krishna. So purport we can reach Mataji, Padmaja Mataji. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji, please scroll it up. Purport by Srila Prabhupada.
You are able
Jai
to
Srila-
see?
Yes, Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. When we speak of Brahmanda, we refer to the whole universe or to the cluster of many millions of universes. In all the universes, there are innumerable planets and there are innumerable living entities upon those planets, in the air, on land, and in the water. There are millions and trillions of living entities everywhere, and they are engaged by Maya in suffering and enjoying the results of their fruitive activities, life after life. This is the position of the materiality conditioned living entities. Out of many of these living entities, one who is actually fortunate, Bhagyavan, comes in contact with a bona fide spiritual master by Krishna's mercy.
Okay, this we have discussed that how the Brahmanda is with so many universes and so many living entities, and everyone takes birth according to his previous karma. And in that, if one is able to be blessed by a spiritual master and introduced to this path of devotional service, he is very, very fortunate. Continue, Mataji.
Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, and if one desires something, Krishna fulfills one's desire. If the living entity by chance or fortune comes in contact with the Krishna consciousness moment and wishes to associate with that moment, Krishna, who is situated in everyone's heart, gives him the chance to meet a bona fide spiritual master. This is called Guru Krishna Prasada. Krishna is prepared to bestow his mercy upon all living entities, and so on as a living entity desires the Lord's mercy. The Lord immediately gives him an opportunity to meet a bona fide spiritual master. Such a fortunate person is fortified by both Krishna and the spiritual master. He is helped from within by Krishna and from without by the spiritual master. Both are prepared to help the sincere living being become free from material bondage. How
Okay.
one can
So, one minute, Mataji. So here it is telling Krishna from within. Within is like the Paramatma. That is, now we all know that the concept of desiring is very important. What we desire, we get, like that. So what we aspire to, what we focus on, what we where we focus our life in this particular lifetime. Similarly, accordingly we get our next birth. That we have an idea of that, we all know about it. That is, suppose somebody is very much liking to eat non-vegetarian and he's in slaughtering of this animals, and that kind of if he is very much inclined and wants it, so it is told in the Bhagavad Gita that next life he'll get the birth of a tiger, lion, or someone where they can relish non-vegetarian food, like that. So point is, that is the gross part. Even in the subtle ways, if we are one person, he is too much inclined towards lust, then it is told that he takes birth as a tree, like that. So all the small details are there. Essentially, the point is what one desires, Lord sanctions. No, it means, say now somebody may desire for a big bungalow. That may not happen. That will happen only if you are destined to. But when we have those subtle desires of serving, of wanting, of fulfilling one's inner means like selfishness or selflessness, then that Lord immediately or eventually Krishna satisfies. Immediately or eventually, both Krishna will satisfy, and immediately we may feel that nothing is happening, but Krishna has registered our desires. And so what is happening here is from within Krishna is helping. Within means through, as a Paramatma, in the Lord, the consciousness. If a person is really in the path of spirituality, his consciousness becomes very alert, and there is any thought, any Paramatma, when he immediately that thought comes, and immediately he is able to understand that yes, my heart is telling that this is right, this is not right, like that. So one becomes very alert, otherwise he's not very dull, basically. So from within Krishna instructs, and from externally we have the spiritual master who can guide us very clearly or his representatives who can guide us very clearly, that as to make us understand that what we are doing is correct or not correct. Yes, Mataji, continue.
How one can become this fortunate can be seen in the life of Srila Narada Muni. In his previous life, he was born of a maid servant. Although he was not born into a prestigious position, his mother was fortunately engaged in rendering service to some Vaishnavas. When these Vaishnavas were resting during the Chaturmasa period, the boy Narada took the opportunity to engage in their service. Taking compassion upon the boy, the Vaishnavas offered him the remnants of their food. By serving these Vaishnavas and obeying their orders, the boy became the object of their sympathy. And by the Vaishnavas' unknown mercy, he gradually became a pure devotee. In the next life, he was Narada Muni, the most exalted of Vaishnavas and the most important Guru and Acharya of Vaishnavas.
So we know the story of Narad Muni, which is there in the 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, wherein Narad Muni's previous life is explained, where he was a son of a maid servant, and they had, during the Chaturmasa period, some Bhakti Vedanta. They were living in a forest. Some Bhakti Vedantists, they come there, and during Chaturmasa period, previously the sannyasis don't travel; they stay in one place, and they happen to stay in a place where Narada Muni and his mother could serve them. And for 4 months of the Chaturmasa period, his mother and he were serving. He was just a 5 years old small boy, and his mother, being a woman, she was not able to do direct service. She was doing the back end service, and always on the foreground, small Narada Muni was there, and he was serving him. And out of compassion and kindness and love, they always shared their remnants with Narada. That because they were the exalted devotees, and he was in constant service of them, and he was able to take the remnants of the Bhakti Vedantis. Next life, he became Narada Muni. Like that, who was the important Guru and Acharya of the Vaishnavas, like that Prabhupada is telling. Yes, Mataji.
Following in the footsteps of Narada Muni, this Krishna consciousness movement is rendering service to humanity by giving everyone a chance to come in contact with Krishna. If one is fortunate, he becomes intimately related with this movement. Then, by the grace of Krishna, one's life becomes successful. Everyone has dormant Krishna Bhakti, love for Krishna, and in the association of good devotees, the love is revealed. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.107, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunaya Sravanadi Shuddha Chitte Kareya Udaya. Dormant devotional service to Krishna is within everyone. Simply by associating with devotees, hearing their good instructions, and chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, dormant love for Krishna is awakened. In this way, one acquires the seed of devotional service. Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. Thank you, Mataji. Haribol.
So this is a very important aspect. That is, we know that in everybody's heart, Krishna is there as a Lord, Supreme Lord, and Krishna is there as a Supreme Lord, and everybody has a dormant love for Krishna. Dormant love for Krishna is because Krishna is there in our heart, and we are parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. We all have love for Krishna, just that because of our strong material conditioning and strong material association, constantly from lifetimes together, the dormant love is completely covered over. It is like a bank account we have, and we have not accessed it at all, and we don't access bank account. It is goes to the dormant stage. Dormant stage, it is there, but it is not there, like that. But the dormant love is there, and when we go through the process, we go to the association of devotees, we read Prabhupada's books, when we hear chant, we simply be participant. Very we are just happy to receive, when we just happy to hear and happy to see devotees, immediately the dormant love tingles, immediately our heart yearns for, immediately it is like, yeah, I like this association, I like to read these books, something I'm feeling happy about it. For that, we need to be a little more subtle in our consciousness. Immediately we can feel that there is this association, these books, this thing, that this community temple, this atmosphere is bringing that kind of happiness for me from within. And when I step out of this association and go back to my regular routine, that thing is not there. So I should understand this is something which I need to associate more. So that is what Prabhupada is telling. This Krishna consciousness movement helps one to consciously awaken the dormant state of Krishna consciousness which is within their heart. Okay, next one. 1 second. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
मालिहाया करे से बीज आरोपना श्रवण कीर्तन जले करय सेचन. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. When a person receives the seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming a gardener and sowing the seed in his heart. If he waters the seed gradually by the process of Shravana and Kirtana, hearing and chanting, the seed will begin to sprout.
So it is told that one who feels happy about this association, it is his example, he is compared to like a gardener. That is, suppose we get a seed and we want that seed to grow. We getting a seed means making we feeling that yes, this association is helping me. These books are nourishing my heart. These kind of devotees are like this kind of little short, small process of serving the Lord is keeping me happy. So that is like getting seed. So once we get the seed, if the gardener is very careful to nicely sow it and water it on a regular basis, that is like sinchan. Sinchan is that is like watering the consciousness, that is through Shravana and Kirtan, through constant hearing and chanting, either in a personal level or in association of devotees on a regular basis. So when we get that, yes, this is what I want, then we go and seek out that association. We go for regular hearing and chanting. We do it in our house and we kind of create that atmosphere, because that atmosphere is helping us grow in bhakti. Like a seed, when it is taken proper care, it sprouts. It actually starts to grow. Okay, Parpat Mataji, yes.
Prabhupada ki Jai. To live with devotees or to live in a temple means to associate with the Shravana Kirtana process. Sometimes neophyte devotees think that they can continue the Shravana Kirtana process without worshipping the deity, but the execution of such Shravana Kirtana is meant for highly developed devotees like Haridasa Thakura, who engage in the Shravana Kirtana process without worshipping the deity. However, one should not falsely imitate Haridasa Thakura and abandon deity worship just to try to engage in Shravana Kirtana. This is not possible for neophyte devotees.
Okay, so here Haridas Thakur, the ultimate, see, we know that Krishna consciousness, the ultimate thing is to chant the holy names of the Lord. And if one can do it 24/7, then that is the perfection of one's life. But we should also understand that we are not on that level. Haridas Thakur was able to chant the holy names of Krishna 22 hours. That is 192 rounds he was able to do. 16, 192 means 16, 16 4 are 64, 64 3 is 192. That are the number of rounds. That is practically 22 hours. That is practically the entire day. Plus, he was also preaching to devotees. Plus, the entire devotee community loved him so much, and so many things, other things also he did. Now, exactly, if we use our mundane logical brain, we may feel that no, this is false, but that was the truth. So, exactly how that happened, that is 192 rounds plus always consciously, constantly being in touch with devotees and being in touch with the Harinam. Now, if we are not on that level also, at least we should follow in the footsteps. And how do we know? We should follow the process given by Srila Prabhupada, and to us understand, be closely associated with the devotees of the Lord, and identify the bhakta whom we want to associate, and have personal talks and understandings that on a daily routine, given my situation now, how can I progress? How can small ways I can include Krishna consciousness in my life on a daily basis and a moment to moment basis, so that I can always remember Krishna. I cannot forget Krishna. Plus, I must see, now everybody has some material duties that is to be performed based on one's situation in this material world, and it is very important to not to disturb one's material situation, because once we disturb ourselves and once we kind of show our craziness rather than growing organically, then it creates a disturbance in the family or between the people around whom we are living. So not doing that also, that requires a matured guidance and mature step when we do so. We perform our regular prescribed duties and also engage consciously and constantly in devotional service. So both are possible in this material world. So for that, we need to take the proper guidance. We cannot simply imitate Haridas Thakur, is what Prabhupada is telling. Yes, continue, Mataji.
The word Guru Prasada indicates that the spiritual master is very merciful in bestowing the boon of devotional service upon the disciple. That is the best possible gift the spiritual master has to offer. Those with a background of pious life are eligible to receive life's supreme benefit, and to bestow this benefit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead sends his representative to impart his mercy. Endowed with the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master distributes the mercy to those who are elevated and pious. Thus, the spiritual master trains his disciples to render devotional service, to, ren- uh, to render lost.
Handle devotional service unto the Supreme.
To render devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Guru Kripa. It is Krishna Prasada, Krishna's mercy, that he sends a bona fide spiritual master to the deserving disciple. By the mercy of Krishna, one meets the bona fide spiritual master, and by the mercy of the spiritual master, the disciple is fully trained in the devotional service of the Lord.
So it is here, it is telling that how we should understand, we should realize that the mercy of the Supreme Lord comes through his devotees. So for us, in our level, devotees are very, very important. We may not like, sometimes we may feel, oh, that devotee like this. So only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teachings, Srila Prabhupada in his teachings, and in teachings of the senior Vaishnavas constantly tell that offending Vaishnavas, because Vaishnavas, they really take the topmost category. Sometimes we may feel that if we find him fault with Vaishnavas, we should not. Sometimes we may feel that we are not able to understand why they are like that. So simply just avoid, means instead of being very close and finding fault, if we feel that okay, this particular Vaishnava's behavior somehow it is not working, then very humbly offering obeisance. We don't have to associate very closely with that particular Vaishnava, but offending Vaishnavas, talking ill about them, talking about them to somebody else, all this will simply reduce our what you say, the possibilities of rendering deeper devotional service. So once one person who has led a life of piety, that is who has suppose somebody is doing too much of philanthropic work and he has served and he has planted trees and he has done good people, they next life they get where they can get an opportunity to hear about Krishna. So today, if we have got this opportunity, it means that that is something Lord's special mercy of Guru Vaishnavas, and also it is our lifetimes we have acquired something. Something has been acquired. Something, this Krishna consciousness in some way, in gross way or in subtle way, was with us, and today we are able to actually do something about it. So it is a very rarest of the gift, and if we have got it, we should be very careful when we are dealing with Vaishnava. We should be very extremely careful. Continue, Mataji.
Bhakti Lata Bija means the seed of devotional service. Everything has an original cause or seed. For any idea, program, plan, or device, there is first of all the contemplation of the plan, and that is called bija or seed. The methods, rules, and regulations by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitute the Bhakti Lata Bij or seed of devotional service. This Bhakti Lata Bij is received from the spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. Other seeds called Anya Abhilashita Bija include Karma Bija and Jnana Bija. If one is not fortunate enough to receive the Bhaktilata Bij from the spiritual master, he instead cultivates such seeds as Karma Bija, Jnana Bija, or political, social, or philanthropic Bijas. However, the Bhaktilata Bij is different from these other Bijas. The Bhaktilata Bij can be received only through the mercy of the spiritual master. Therefore, therefore, is, mm, The bhakti lata can be received only through the mercy of the spiritual master. Therefore, one has to satisfy the spiritual master to get the bhakti lata beach. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasadat. The bhakti lata beach is the origin of devotional service. Unless one satisfies the spiritual master, he gets the bija or root cause of karma, jnana, and yoga without the benefit of devotional service. But one who is faithful to his spiritual master gets the bhakti lata beach. This bhakti lata beach is received when one is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master. After receiving the spiritual master's mercy, one must repeat his instructions, and this is called Shravana Kirtana, hearing and chanting. One who has not properly heard from the spiritual master or who does not follow the regulative principles is not fit for chanting Kirtana. This is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 2.41. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. One who has not listened carefully to the instructions of the spiritual master does not follow the regulative principles is not fit for chanting kirtana. This is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 2.41. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. One who has not listened carefully to the instructions of the spiritual master is unfit for chanting or for preaching the cult of devotional service. One has to water the Bhakti Lata beach by receiving instructions from the spiritual master. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Here, Prabhupada is explaining what is bija. Bija means seed. Seed means beginning. That is, for everything there is a beginning. For everything there is a seed. Similarly, Bhakti Lata also has a seed. That is, for devotional service also there is a beginning. There is a seed, and there is karma seed, jnana seed. The point what Prabhupada is trying to tell here is how today we have received the seed. If we don't now, see, everybody has to do some activity. That is very clear. If he does not engage himself in nourishing the Bhakti Lata beach, he will unknowingly or unfortunately and definitely be nourishing the seed of karma or jnana or any other some other bijas. That is Prabhupada's philanthropical bija or some other bijas, time pass bija. Many bijas are there. We will see. We cannot stay without doing anything. We will do something. So if we consciously, instead of doing anything and everything, consciously, if we focused on watering the Bhakti Lata beach through Shravana and Kirtana, through association of devotees, through understanding the deeper secrets of Bhakti, then we can get the special mercy of the Supreme Lord through a bona fide spiritual master. That is what Prabhupada is telling here. So our Krishna conscious movement is designed in such a way that everyone gets an opportunity to get the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master when he has progressed to a certain extent, when he is following the 4 regulative principles, when he is chanting the 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And for that also there are different levels, 1 round, 4 round, 14, some fixed rounds for a considerable number of period, and then he grows, because there is no point in being very hurry-burry that today, okay, I chanted 16 rounds, another 1 month I'm able to chant, so I should get initiated. So we have a very organic process that has been put across in the Krishna consciousness movement, and by following that, everybody is eligible without the consideration of sex, caste or creed or age or nationality. This Bhakti Lata bead is sold to everybody, every person. Just he has to have a human form of life, he'll be able to take it and do the best of it. Even the animals can get through prasad, but that is more dull, and for that they have to take a human form of life to perfect their life. That is there. But otherwise we all have got an opportunity. And also we should understand that it's a pura jnana vijnana sahita. That is, it is a complete and supreme science. There is nothing magic in this, and only see how it works is you get it, you take care of it through Shravana Kirtana, through service, rendering service to devotees, rendering service to spiritual master, rendering service to the Supreme Lord, and you grow. That growth is like now a plant is growing in a pot. We have to put water and whatever the required ingredients, then automatically it becomes taller, it starts growing. That growth part, we cannot force it. We cannot just pull the plant and make it grow. We cannot do that. Cannot pull it, or we cannot do, like, we cannot rub across it and we can feel that okay, tomorrow it should grow another 4 inches. That is not possible. What is possible is only through to water it and to provide its required whatever food is required for the plant. When we do that, automatically it grows. So for us also, our bhakti, we need to focus on consciously and properly going through the process of Shravana, Kirtana, reading, Smaranam, small worship, and all these little steps of Krishna consciousness where we need to focus. And our growth, our growing in bhakti, naturally it happens. For that, we don't have to put an extra endeavor. Oh, my bhakti is not growing. No, I don't feel the growth. I don't feel the growth. We don't have to worry about that. That is automatically and natural. What we have to focus is how much nice association we are doing, how much service we are rendering, how much we are inclined to this procedure, how consciously we are doing it. Then the other part is automatically taken care. We'll go to the next one. Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams.
They did not open. It opened?
No Mataji. No Mataji.
It is open. Yes, it opened now.
Hare Krishna. Okay Mataji.
Yeah.
Upajiya bade lata brahmanda bedi aya viraja brahma loka bedi paravyoma paya. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As one waters the Bhakti Lata Bija, the seed sprouts and the creeper gradually grows to the point where it penetrates the walls of this universe and goes beyond the Viraja river, lying between the spiritual world and the material world. It attains Brahmaloka, the Brahman effulgence, and penetrating through that stratum, it reaches the spiritual sky and the spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavana.
So here Prabhupada is telling that figurative understanding that this material universe we know that we are living in this particular universe which has 14 planetary systems, and ours is the Earth planet, and there are above 7 planets, Janaloka, Tapaloka, like that, and the topmost is Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is a part of this material universe which is the topmost. That is, once one reaches Brahmaloka, next step is spiritual world only. So Prabhupada is telling this Bhakti Lata grows and cuts through different upper planetary system and cuts the Brahmaloka. And in the spiritual world, the levels are Brahman. First is the Brahma Jyoti level. After Brahma Jyoti level, then we have the Vaikuntha. Then there are different. We have the spiritual world ka Ayodhya, Dwaraka. Then we have the Vaikuntha planets, and then we have the Krishna Loka or the Goloka Vrindavana. So this Bhakti Lata. So now point is, between when the material universes get over and the spiritual world starts, in between the space is covered by the Viraja river. So this river is one which one shore of it is the material world and another shore is the spiritual world, and the Bhakti Lata cuts through the Brahmaloka, crosses the Viraja river, goes into the spiritual world and goes through the Brahman effulgence and through the different levels of the spiritual planets, and finally reaches Viraja river, finally reaches the Krishna Loka, the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And this Viraja river, this Viraja river is also when it reaches our Vaman Dev, when he put his third foot and touched the upper planetary systems, his toe made a hole on the Brahmaloka, and that Viraja river flowed down actually. So that Viraja river, when it comes down, that she only becomes Ganga. So all those are the technical details of how the universe is designed. The point what is Prabhupada trying to make is this Bhakti Lata, which is in your heart, has the capability to cut through all the upper planetary systems, and till Goloka Vrindavan also it can reach. Point is, we all can reach to that spiritual, the supreme destination. That is what Prabhupada is trying to make through this purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. A creeper generally takes shelter of a big tree, but the Bhakti Lata, being the creeper of spiritual energy, cannot take shelter of any material planet, for there is no tree on any material planet that the Bhakti creeper can utilize for shelter. In other words, devotional service cannot be utilized for any material purpose. Devotional service is meant only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes men with a poor fund of knowledge maintain that bhakti can be applied to material things also. In other words, they say that devotional service can be rendered to one's country or to the demigods, but this is not a fact. Devotional service is especially meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is beyond this material range. There is a river or causal ocean between the spiritual and material natures, and this river is free from the influence of the three modes of material nature. Therefore, it is called Viraja. The prefix V means Vigata, completely eradicated, and Rajas means the influence of the material world. On this platform, a living entity is completely free from material entanglement. For the jnanis who want to merge into the Brahman effulgence, there is Brahmaloka. The Bhakti Lata, however, has no shelter in the material world, nor has it shelter in Brahmaloka, although Brahmaloka is beyond the material world. The Bhakti Lata grows until it reaches the spiritual sky, where Goloka Vrindavana is situated. Hare Krishna.
Here one understanding which Prabhupada is giving is, as we have discussed, that creeper needs a strong tree which it can take shelter of, and on that tree it takes shelter. But our Bhakti Lata, she cannot take shelter of any of the material planets. That is what Prabhupada is trying to make, is because Bhakti Lata means devotional service. So devotional service cannot be restricted to any of the material things. We cannot say that I'm serving this poor people, I'm serving this, that, anything of this material world I'm serving. I'm trying to build a big hall so that many people can come and associate, and they can become friends. Something we can do. But all that we cannot put under the category of devotional service. It is very clear that devotional service means to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and his devotees only. So when we serve Krishna, then there is a question of Vaishnavas and there is service to the Vaishnavas. But we cannot just say that I'm doing this also, that is also, I'm also doing. People call devotional services, people call it as bhakti in regular terms. Yeah, I have bhakti for my country so much, and I'm Bharat Bhakta, or I am any demigod worshipper. I am full wholesale. That is every day. It's a many people have many kind of misunderstandings or understandings about what is called as bhakti. And here it is very clearly told that bhakti means rendering devotional service. That is, bhakti means towards the Supreme Lord Krishna and Vaishnavas only. That is only. So our Bhakti Lata, she cannot take shelter of any of the material things of the material world. It has to go beyond and take shelter of the Supreme Lord only. After that only it is like, it is done like that. So it means that only when it reaches the Krishna Loka, it finds a proper shelter. That is, for us also, devotional service means rendering service to the Supreme Lord. Like that. Okay, next one. One second, it is coming, huh? Okay. And Bhuvana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Tabeyaya Tadupari Goloka Vrindavana Krishna Charana Kalpa Vrikshe Kare Arohana. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Yes, Mataji. Being situated in one's heart and being watered by Shravana Kirtana, the Bhakti creeper grows more and more. In this way, it attains the shelter of the desired tree of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is eternally situated in the planet known as Goloka Vrindavan, in the topmost region of the spiritual sky.
You can read purport also.
Yes, Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In the Brahma Samhita 5.37, it is said, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabis Tabir Yayeva Nija Rupataya Kalavir Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Puto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. He resides in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, who resembles in his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency Hladini. Their companions are here confidence. Who, Mataji? Her, Mataji. Her confidence. who embody extensions or hair bodily form, and who are imbued and permeated with the ever blissful spiritual rasa. In the spiritual world, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna has expanded himself by his spiritual potency. He has his eternal form of bliss and knowledge, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Everything, every, everything in the Goloka Vrindavan planet is a spiritual expansion of Satchit Ananda. Everyone there is of the same potency, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. The relationship between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his servitor is Chinmaya Rasa. Krishna and his enter and paraphernalia are the same Chinmaya potency. In this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is expanded throughout the spiritual world. And when that Chinmaya Rasa potency expands through the material potency, it becomes all-pervading. The idea is that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead exists on his own planet, Goloka Vrindavan, he is also present everywhere. Anandhatra Sata
Andantarastha Paramanu.
Yes, sorry, Mataji. Andhantarastata Paramanu Chayantarastam. He is present within all the universe, although they are innumerable, and he is also present within the atom. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesha Arjuna Tishtati. He is also present within the heart of all living entities. This is all pervasive potency.
So here the supremacy of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is given. That is how he living in Krishna Loka. He has his how he is there in every living entity also. He is Andantarasa Paramanu Chayantarastam. He is there in the spiritual world with all the Lakshmi serving him. He is completely in the spiritual world. The spiritual rasa is there. Nonetheless, he is present in every atom also. Andantarasa Paramanu Chayantarastam. So the Chinmaya Rasa, the spiritual potency, although he never leaves Goloka Vrindavana, the same spiritual potency is available everywhere also. Yes, Mataji, continue.
Yes, Mataji. Goloka Vrindavan is the highest planet in the spiritual world. In order to go to spiritual world, after penetrating the covering of the material universe, one must penetrate Brahma Loka, the spiritual effulgence. Then one can come to the Goloka Vrindavana planet. There are also other planets in the spiritual world called Vaikuntha planets, and on these planets, Shantarasa is prevalent. And some of the devotees are also connected.
No. Other planets spiritual called Vaikuntha. On these planets, Lord Narayana is worshipped with awe and veneration.
Yeah, Mataji. There are also other planets in the spiritual world called Vaikuntha planets. On these planets, Lord Narayana is worshipped with awe and veneration. On these planets, Shantarasa is prevalent, and some of the devotees are also connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Dasya Rasa, the mellow of servitorship. As far as the mellow of fraternity is concerned, the in Vaikuntha, this rasa is represented by the Gaurava Sakya, friendship in awe and veneration. The other fraternity rasa exhibited as Vishrambha, friendship in equality, is found in the Goloka Vrindavana planet. Above that is a service to the Lord in Vatsalya Rasa, parental love, and above all is the relationship with the Lord in the Madhurya Rasa, conjugal love. These 5 rasas are fully exhibited in the spiritual world in one's relationship with the Lord. Therefore, in the spiritual world, in one's relationship with the Lord, one's relationship with the Lord. Therefore, in the spiritual world, the Bhakti creeper finds its resting place at the lotus feet of Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. That is, we know that the topmost rasas, we know Shanta Rasa. Shanta Rasa means is considered as example as the flute, which is always serving, but it has no direct relationship, so called. It is always in the service, mood of service. The flute always is ready to serve Krishna anytime, but there is no active service. So that is, we have the Vatsalya Rasa, then we have we have that is Shanta Rasa, then we have Vatsalya Rasa like Shodananda, then we have the Sakya Rasa like we have Arjuna, and then the topmost is Madhurya Rasa. Topmost is conjugal love, Parakiya Rasa, it is also called as a Parakiya Rasa. The point is that is the topmost Rasa, and that topmost Rasa is in the spiritual world, and one, the Bhakti Lata, it goes through cuts, and it can be, we can be participant of Madhurya Rasa also. It is also told that we have different planets, as we have the different Vaikunta planets where most of the Shanta Rasa is exhibited. Then there are different planets. We have Ayodhya planet, we have Dwaraka planet where the married queens of Lord Krishna are there, and above that is Goloka Vrindam. Goloka Vrindam is where Lord Krishna is always playing its flute with the gopis and the gopas, and they are the gopis and the Krishna are in the Madhurya Rasa. So these are some of the technical details which we may not be able to relish as of now. We may have so many questions, but nonetheless, the point what is told is the highest spiritual rasa is possible for us to get simply by following the sadhana bhakti, starting from Shravana and Kirtana, and consciously and constantly, very carefully nourishing, growing our bhakti lata, which eventually can reach the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So for today, we will stop this. Thank you very much. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. I will try to stop sharing.
Mataji.
Thank you very much. कृपा सिंधु वच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dandavat.
Dandavat pranam.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
All
Krishna,
right.
Mataji.
Hare Bol.
Can I end the
Thank
session, Mataji? Hare Bol, Mataji.